Okay, so today we are solving rational equations for the second day. Sometimes it feels like more like the third day. But now we have two rationals, more than two rationals set equal to each other. So when this happens, we have to factor all denominators, multiply each fraction by its missing factor or factors, and then we cancel out any common factors. And then we simplify and solve, check for extraneous solutions. So similar, but now we have to get everything to have the same denominator. So like when I look at number 1, I have a 3 and an x, and the other side has nothing. So I'm going to make 3x my common denominator. And so then each thing I need to multiply by what's missing. So the 2 I multiply by 3. The 4 by the x. So this is a lot like adding and subtracting. And then the 2 I have to multiply by 3x. So now we have the common denominator, so we can cross it out. And now it's simple. So I have 6 plus 4x equals 6x. This is, easy Algebra 1 stuff at this point. So we get x equals 3, and I know that x can't be equal to 0. So x equals 3 works. So once we've done the hard part of finding the common denominator, the rest of it is fairly simple a lot of times. So number 2, we have x plus 1 and a 2x and a 2x. So our common denominator is going to be 2x times x plus 1 on both sides. And so then the 3x, I need to multiply that by 2x. And the minus 5, I need to multiply by x plus 1. And I also need to multiply the 3 by x plus 1 because those are the factors they are missing. So now at this point, boom, boom, I can cancel out. And so now I have 6x squared minus 5x minus 5 equals 3x plus 3. I want to bring everything over to the other side, so I have to subtract 3x and 3. So I have 6x squared minus 8x minus 8 equals 0. I can take out a common denominator, GCF, which is 2. So I have 3x squared minus 4x minus 4 is what I'm trying to factor. When I factor that, so 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. The two numbers that multiply to be negative 12 and add up to negative 4 are an x minus 6 and an x plus 2. But then I need to divide by 3. So I end up with 2 times x minus 2 times 3x plus 2 equals 0 because I have to slide it up. And so then x equals 2 and negative 2/3. And x can't be equal to, right at the beginning, negative 1 or 0, so it works. 2 and negative 2/3 works. So we move on to number 3, and we have an x plus 3, a 3 minus x, and if I factored this, this is x minus 3 times x plus 3. So now 3 minus x, it's very similar to an x minus 3. And the way we can make it x minus 3 is to flip the sign in front, and now it's x minus 3. It changes it. So we have minus and then x minus 3 on the bottom. So now when we do it, our common denominator is x plus 3 times x minus 3 on both sides. And we multiply, the 2 needs to be multiplied by x minus 3. And the minus 5 by x plus 3. And then the 6 doesn't need to multiply by anything. So cancels out now. And so we have 2x minus 6 minus 5x minus 15 equals 6. So when I combine like terms, I have negative 3x, and I'm going to add 21 to the other side. When I divide, I get x equals negative 9. And we know that x can't be 3 or negative 3 because that's what would make the denominator 0. So x equals negative 9 is an answer that works. And then we'll do number 4. So x squared minus 8x plus 15, we need to factor that out. So it's going to be x minus 5 times x minus 3, which is good because that's what is in the other denominators over here. So x minus 3 times x minus 5 is our common denominator. So that means we don't need to multiply the 4 by anything. The 3 goes by x minus 5, we multiply it, and the 2 times x minus 3. So we end up with 3x minus 15 plus 2x minus 6 equals 4 because the denominators cancel out. So I have 5x, and then I'm going to add 21 equals 25. So x equals 5. My restrictions, though, would be x can't be 5 or 3, so I have no solution. No solution. And then I'm just going to show you the common denominators for these last two, and you can work them out. So we would factor the x squared minus 1 to x plus 1 times x minus 1. So when we do that, we're going to use x minus 1 and x plus 1 as our common denominator. So that means we'd have 3x times an x minus 1. We would have 12 times nothing, and then 2 times everything. So I would just make it 2 times x squared minus 1, because that's what the whole common denominator is. And then I'll let you work that one out. You will end up having to factor. And the last one, so we have 5x, x, and x plus 2. So the different things we have are a 5, an x, and an x plus 2. And we'll put that into each denominator. So this first one, the x, it needs to multiply by 5x. The 1 needs to multiply by a 5 and x plus 2. And this last one, so you have 5x minus 9, it needs to multiply by the x plus 2. And so that's how we would set it up, and we can cancel out the denominators, and we can work them out. And it looks like my guess would be x squareds will cancel away eventually. All right, so that's how we solve rational equations when we have more than 2 rationals. All right, so if you like that video, be sure to follow me, and you can watch a whole bunch of other math videos.